because we don't see any threat dun sa mga bantao. At ang sinasabi ko nga, kung meron pong reason, ibibigay po natin. Second,
But in the case of the Vice President, do you think may threat sa kanya o wala?
Sir, wala po siyang threat. Wala po kami nakita. He's being loved by our people. Ang sinasabi ko lang, second, ang security po ng ating Vice President is
Are you
under
sure with the stand, strong stand against the CPP, NPA, wala siyang threat sa buhay niya?
Sir, ang may hawak po ng security po ng ating Vice President is the Presidential Security Command. It was issued on July 9. The security of the President and the Vice President lies on the Presidential Security Command. And we will not stop po if the General Morales from the PSC asks our help to ask for more personnel, then we will give po. And the one who's making the threat assessment is not anymore. It's the Presidential Security Command po.
Well, alam mo, ilan bang iniwan mo doon na security kay BP?
May 31 pa po.
31.
Opo.
Is the 31 remaining security of her own choice or ikaw ang pumili and protected? Can I ask you for the record that yung iniwan mo na 31, pwede ba nabigyan mo ng laya yung ating Vice President kung sino sa kanyang mga former security ang pwedeng iiwan mo? Kasi ang reklamo nga niya, may iniwan ka nga pero hindi niya kilala, hindi siya komportable. Baka pwede yung mga security niya na from Davao na matagal na sa kanila, nakilala niya. Yung andito? Wala. And other resource person. So from here, I would like to give the floor to the PNP, to the Chief of the PNP for his opening statement.
Our Chairman, sir, can I be allowed to read my opening statement?
Yes, go ahead. You have the floor.
Thank you, our Chairman, sir. Honorable Chairperson, Senator Ronaldo Bato de la Rosa, Senator Robin Hood Padilla of the Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs, fellow public servants, and other guests. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. I'm here today to address the concerns raised regarding the police operation conducted by the Philippine National Police within the premises of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ, or what we call KOJC, on June 10, 2024. A month after the RDC NCR Judicial Region Branch 159, Pasig City, issued order finding probable cause against the following persons. This operation was not just a routine action, it was a critical mission to execute a lawful warrant of arrest against the fugitives of the law, Apollo Caboloy and 5 others, in connection with non-bailable offenses, sa Tagalog po natin, walang piyansa, of child abuse and qualified trafficking. These actions were anchored on verified information indicating fugitive Caboloy's frequent presence in the area, a matter we could not ignore. Let me be clear, this police operation was carried out with strict adherence to the PNP operational procedures. Our guiding principle was to uphold human rights while executing our duties with the highest standards of professionalism and respect of the law. Prior to the execution, the PNP engaged with local officials to ensure a peaceful and orderly police operation and minimize any potential disruptions to the community. During the police operation, we deployed an appropriate number of personnel and utilized extensive resources for critical reasons. Number one, the primary subject of the warrant posed a high threat due to his considerable influence and extensive network, which significantly complicated our efforts to apprehend him. Second, intelligence report indicated the subject may employ armed civilian supporters to evade arrest, necessitating the deployment of the Special Action Force to thwart any potential threat. Remember, Fugitive Kibuloy himself declared, and I quote, "Hindi ako pahuhuli ng buhay," and unquote, a clear indication of his defiance. Fugitive Kibuloy's blatant disregard of the law and the mockery of the judicial process presented a formidable challenge to our security forces and the integrity of our criminal justice system. The effective execution of the operation was crucial to prevent negative international repercussions and to uphold our commitment to justice and security. For the information of this honorable committee, on the day of the operation, despite facing unprovoked resistance from KOJC followers, our personnel exercised remarkable self-restraint and maximum tolerance throughout the operation to avoid tension and prevent any untoward incident. They remained calm and disciplined to escalate the already tense situation. Even when faced with aggression, being dosed with water, and sustaining injuries, our police officers did not retaliate or resort to excessive force. It will be shown later how our police personnel were water cannoned. Yet, despite adhering to police protocols, allegations of excessive force have emerged. It is incumbent upon us to address these concerns with transparency and accountability. In response, I immediately directed our Internal Affairs Service to conduct a thorough and impartial investigation to determine whether or not any operational lapses were committed during the police operation. Our objective is to uncover the truth and to hold accountable any individuals who may have exceeded their authority. This investigation is being conducted with utmost integrity and independence, free from any undue influence or interference. As a result of the investigation, we have administratively relieved 15 PNP personnel, including 3 police commission officers and 12 police non-commissioned officers. Let me clarify. These officers were relieved not for abuses, but for their failure to arrest the fugitives of the law, Kibuloy and his co-accused. To absolutely clear, the police operation is aimed at executing warrants of arrest for individuals accused of serious offenses. Their status as fugitive is indisputable. Instead of cooperating with law enforcement officers, members of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ disgracefully choose to use women and children as human shields, obstructing and delaying the lawful actions of the police. Armed with bolos and other bladed weapons, male members of this group engage in violent confrontations with police officers. As a result, 6 individuals and 2 minors were taken to the police station but were released the same day for humanitarian reason. Criminal cases for violation of PD 1829 or obstruction of justice have been filed against them through regular filing. In the interest of transparency and accountability, the PNP is open to any investigation if only to ferret out the truth. We hope that the focus of the investigation will squarely rest on the action and practices of some officers and members of the KOJC, not on the Philippine National Police. The allegations against fugitive Kibuloy and his associates are serious and cannot be ignored. The PNP is simply fulfilling its duty to uphold the law and protect the community. The PNP will relentlessly pursue its mission within the bounds of law. We are committed to learning from this incident to prevent its reoccurrence and further strengthen our operational strategies and procedures. In closing, the Philippine National Police remains steadfast in its commitment to uphold the rule of law and to protect the rights of all individuals. Our presence here today is a testament to our highest respect for the Senate and its vital oversight function. Rest assured, we will fully cooperate with this investigation in aid of legislation. Thank you for your attention and for the opportunity to address this team body. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, General Marbel. Before the opening statement of Senator Bongo, I would like to yield the floor to Senator Robinson Padilla. I think you have some questions to the Chief PNP.
Yes,
before
sir.
he leaves.
Opo, mahal na tagapangulo. Pwede po bang...
With the indulgence of Senator Bongo, are you okay? Mamaya yung opening statement mo. Go ahead, Senator Robinson Padilla.
Opo, akin lang pong babatiin ng ating idolo, ang taong bisyo ang magserbisyo, Senator Bongo. Magandang umaga po. Opo. Pwede po ba makapagtanong sa atin pong PNP Chief? Opo.
Yes, you have the floor, Your Honor.
Salamat po. Sir, marami pong, ako po ay tagapangulo din po ng Komite ng Public Information at Mass Media. Ako po ay tunay na hirap na sa pagsangga sa mga fake news. Ako naman po ay nagpapasalamat sa pamunuan ng PNP at laging maliwanag naman po ang inyong pagbibigay ng impormasyon. Nagkakataon lamang po na imbis yung paliwanag ninyo ang naririnig, mga vlogger na hindi natin maintindihan. Ngayon po sana magamit po natin ang pagdinig na ito upang linawin lang po ang isang bagay. Medyo hindi po ito, ako po nagpapasalamat po ako sa inyong statement kanina patungkol po dito. Ito lamang po side lang pong tanong at ito naman po nasa inyo po bilang resource speaker po namin, nasa inyo po kung gusto niyo pong sagutin o hindi. Narinig ko na rin naman po at nabasa ko na rin po yung inyong statement na ayaw niyong magsalita. Pero baka po dito po ngayon, mas maganda maging maliwanag po sa ating mga kababayan. Pero kung ano man po kung gusto niyo pong sagutin o hindi, wala pong problema. Opo, hindi po namin yung pepersonalin. Karapatan niyo po yun. Kaya lang po, baka lang magamit natin itong pagdinig na ito para malinaw po. Tinatanong po talaga ng taong bayan na hindi lamang po ang masasabi nating, alam nyo naman, hati ang ating bayan. Pero lahat nagtatanong dito, ano po ba ang katotohanan? Meron po ba talagang political pressure para tanggalin ang security ng ating Vice President? Nasa inyo po yan, sir, kung gusto niyo pong sagutin o hindi.
You may respond, Chief PNP.
Thank you, our Senator. No, that's yun po yung sinabi nyo. Wala pong political pressure. It's ang ginagawa po natin, it's really to rationalize po yung deployment ng PNP natin. And we have to make sure, no po, sabi po nila, alam mo, sir, ang nangyari po, not only the Vice President, our Vice President na nagalit po sa atin, at kalim po na it's a political, no, not even. Marami po kami tinanggalan. Even yung mga classmate ko, ng mga general, sabi ko, it's a time na talagang we have to rationalize. And in fact, we have already made yung sa policies natin, na kung may mga threat, yung mga, then when they retire, kasi may mga threat, is only about 6 months, and afterwards, they can ask kung meron po talagang threat. And we have to make sure, no, ang deployment po, we have to reframe po yung kasi, yung term po natin, VIP, ang security. No, there's no term as VIP. Remember, this is a police unit, sa professional police po. They are all graduates, and di po kami kagaya dati na graduate po ang mga police po natin. And we want to make sure that they are being deployed properly. Tinanggal po natin yan because ang gusto po natin, we have to professionalize po yung PSPG and make sure na dalawa po yung criteria. High threat, high security threat, and medium security threat, and no threat at all. We want to make sure that there is already a perceived threat. And there's a difference between a perceived threat and an actual threat. Dati kasi, VIP ang tawag natin, that's a perceived threat. Kaya nga sinasabi po natin, and we have to rationalize and we have to change our policies regarding po dun sa deployment ng tao. Kasi ang sasabi ko nga, we need more people on the ground. Marami po kami talagang kulang. And to be honest, sir, talagang ang gusto po natin, talagang ibaba yung mga tao natin, or very strict police procedures natin. Marami po tayong kinasuhan na moonlighting na police natin. It all started in Alabang when we see two staff personnel na nandun po being used as security. And dahil po nga doon, bakit nangyayari doon? And we have to rationalize our people. We have to account them. They want to make sure. And with regard po doon sa iba, Hindi lang lahat po, tinanggalan po natin. We don't see any threat dun sa mga bantao. At ang sinasabi ko nga, kung meron pong reason, ibibigay po natin. Second,
But in the case of the Vice President, do you think may threat sa kanya o wala?
Sir, wala po siyang threat. Wala po kami nakita. He's being loved by our people. Ang sinasabi ko lang, second, ang security po ng ating Vice President is
Are you
under
sure
the...
with the strong stand against the CPP-NPA, wala siyang threat sa buhay niya?
Sir, ang may hawak po ng security po ng ating Vice President is the Presidential Security Command. It was issued on July 9. The security of the President and the Vice President lies on the Presidential Security Command. And we will not stop po if the General Morales from the PSC asks our help to ask for more personnel, then we will give po. And the one who's making the threat assessment is not anymore. It's the Presidential Security Command po.
Well, alam mo, ilan bang iniwan mo doon na security kay Bibi?
May 31 pa po.
31.
Opo.
Is the 31 remaining security of her own choice or ikaw ang pumili?
Sir, hindi naman po kami because mayroon pong commander po sa kanya and it's being headed by a full colonel dun sa 31 na naiiwan po. And it's up to him, up to her po, yung babae po natin, to really choose yung mga tao natin. Hindi ko po alam yung details. What will happen is, sabi ko, you have to rationalize, we just need the numbers so we can deploy them dun sa mga tao sa ground.
Okay. In behalf of the Vice President and in behalf of the Filipino people who want that our Vice President is properly secured and protected, can I ask you, for the record, that yung iniwan mo na 31, pwede ba nabigyan mo ng laya yung ating Vice President kung sino from sa kanyang mga former security ang pwedeng iiwan mo? Kasi ang reklamo nga niya, may iniwan ka nga pero hindi niya kilala, hindi siya komportable. Baka pwede yung mga security niya na from Davao, na matagal na sa kanila, nakilala niya, komportable siya, baka pwedeng yun na ang ibigay natin. Kasi ang nangyari kasi, yung mga pulis na yun, kilala ko yun, mga tao ko yung mga pulis na yun, andito ngayon, inassign mo dito sa Krami or sa Region 4 ba yun? If you are for localization para effective ang ating kapulisan sa kanilang trabaho, baka pwedeng yung taga-Davao na lang ilagay mo doon. I'm just appealing to you. I am not questioning your wisdom. Ako, just treat me as an ordinary Pilipino na gustong-gusto talagang masecure yung ating pangalawang Pangulo. Baka pwede naman na papiliin mo siya kung sino yung gusto niyang maiwan doon. Ilan ang tinanggal mo, Marvin? 75. Yung 75 na tinanggal mo, baka pwedeng, tapos may iniwan ka na 31.
Sir, our chairman, can I make it clear first? No? Ang naiwan po sa kanya is 358 AFP personnel. And ang sabi ko nga, ang 106 na sa
wala na ko doon sa...
because, sir, it was being...
Wala tayo doon sa AFP. We are just talking about PNP. Yung PNP lang po sa dahil ang PNP yung close sa kanya. Dahil dati siyang mayor at yung mga local police ng Davao, yun yung dinala niya doon na security. Yun lang ang pag-usapan natin, yung local, yung police lang. Kung yung 31 na yun na iniwan mo, pwede ba na pagbigyan natin ang pangalawang Pangulo na pumili siya kung sinong gusto niyang maritin doon na 31. Wala problema. Kahit na hindi mo na ibalik yung 75 na tinanggal mo, okay na yun. Gamitin natin yun sa police visibility. Ako mismo, as former chief PNP, I am with you when you say na you need people on the ground. Alam ko pareho tayo. Ang tagal na natin gusto yung mga tao na yan na matanggal sa mga VIP security dahil para magamit natin. Pareho tayo ng paningin. Pero, yun lang, ako, bilang isang Pilipino na gustong masecure ang ating pangalawang Pangulo, pwede ba na yung 31 na yun, bigyan mo siya ng laya na pumili na yung tinanggal mo na dinala mo doon sa Region 4 na mga taga-Davao, baka pwede yun nilagay mo para naman may peace of mind siya na sigurado siya na yung security niya ay talagang kanya. Yun lang, pag-iusap ko lang sa iyo. I'm not directing you as the chairman of the Senate Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs. This is my personal appeal to you, being a Filipino. Kasi ayaw ko talaga na may mangyari sa ating Pangalawang Pangulo. Pag yan ay naambos ng NPA at nagsibagtakbuhan yung mga security niya, nakakaya tayo. Pero kung yung ibalik mo yung mga taga Davao na talagang makipagpatayan sa kanya, yung mga pulis na yun na local, ay you and me can sleep properly at night na walang mangyayari sa ating Pangalawang Pangulo. That's my assurance to you. Kung ibalik mo yun. Kaya ako nakiusap sa iyo. Yun lang. Appeal to you. Na pwede ibalik yung mga taga Davao. Kahit na yung 31 lang. Yung 31 na sinabi mo iniwan, palitan mo yun ng mga trusted niya. Nakilala niya. Yun lang. Pakiusap ko sa iyo.
If I may, Mr. Chair. No. Itong 31 na naiwan na GPNP, choice to ng Vice Presidente o kayo na po ang pumili dito? Bago na po ba sila?
Chairman, no, hindi ko kasi nakita. It's only the 106, no, the personnel na nakatalaga po kay VP in addition dun sa 358 na AFP. Ang 106 na yan, I really hindi po sila kilala. Ang sinasabi ko lang, we have to reduce our personnel. Based dun sa recommendation po ng PSPG commander, I have to talk to these people and talk to the chief of staff of the VP kung tama po yung numbers, no? But if you ask me for the details, I don't know these people, hindi ko po sila kilala kung sino po naiwan. Ang sinasabi ko lang, this is inadequate na 31 po ang ibigay namin. But if kung sinasabi niyo po, it will help, then let it be po. We have hindi mo po kami nag-argumentative with regard po sa security. If it will help, if we can add, it really depends on the VP, of course. Yung head po ng security niya, yung PSC po, si General Morales, then let it be po.
Paki-check naman GPNP kung itong mga naiwan, choice ba niya? Tama yung sinabi ni Chairman Bato. Choice niya ito o kayo ang pumalit bago na po itong mga to?
Chairperson, hindi ko po, number one, I don't have yung kilala po. Ang sinasabi ko lang, out of the 106, kasi I assume lahat yung tao niya po, yung 106 na yun. Then, ang sinasabi ko, I have to reduce based dun sa recommendation natin na wala po siyang threat. Kasi, ang sabi ko nga, ang PNP is just an augmentation of the security being given by the Presidential Security Command. Kung sinasabi po natin na makakatulong po, then let it be po. And we will help in securing the Vice President po.
Wala na bang naka-deploy ngayon na PSPG sa mga negosyante lang?
Ang sinasabi ko, sir, may mga high threat po, at pinatanggal ko po. If you will look at the numbers, pinatanggal ko po lahat.
Basta ako, General Marvel, high security threat pa rin yung ating Pangalawang Pangulo. You may question my opinion, but that's my own opinion. I know her very well. Kailangan talaga natin i-secure. So, yun lang pag-iusap ko, kahit na hindi mo na ibalik yung the same number na tinanggal mo, palitan mo lang ibalik mo lang yung mga taga Davao na palagay ang kalooban niya, at tanggalin mo na lang yung hindi niya kilala na yung naiwan sa 31. I know, it's no longer your job dahil alam ko as Chief PNP, you will deal on policy statements na lang doon sa mga commanders mo on the ground. Hindi ka nagsasabi ko, ito tanggalin mo, ito iiwan mo. That's not your job anymore. Pero ito lang, I am just appealing to you, panirating ko lang sa'yo. Kung pwede, balik mo. Can I get your commitment?
Of course, our chairperson.
Thank you very much. Salamat. Senator Robinal Padilla, General Senator Bongo.
Apo, mahal na tagapangulo, wala na po akong masasabi. Usapan na po yan ng isang dating PNP chief at ngayon ay kasalukuyan. Mahirap na pong pumasok dyan. Siguro po ang ating kaibigan.
Thank you, Senator Robinal Padilla. Before, gusto mo bang marinig? Pakinggan mo muna yung opening statement, Senator Bongo, before I will let you leave. At saka, go ahead, Senator Bongo.